Gacha gamers are degenerate. Every fandom has to be filled with incidents that would even make the strongest men vomit. With the recent popularity boom of Uma Musume, a game where you train horse girls to race and kick you, it made me ask, how weird is this community? Today, we're gonna take a look at two stories that'll shatter your heart. On August 8th, 2025, the horse, Grass Wonder, passed away due to organ failure linked to his old age. For many new horse racing fans, this was devastating as Grass Wonder was known for a string of wins in the late 90s. It was a day of remembrance for many, with many words, artworks, and tributes being made for his memory. At the same time, a war was brewing up on a distant Brazilian website that will soon live in infamy. W-Place. W-Place was a website where people can place pixels on a world map. Think of the r/place phenomenon, but with super autism, plus Deltarune everywhere. A lot of cool pixel art creations were being made all around the world, and the Uma Musume community was not going to miss out. A bunch of fans came together to make a tribute to Grass Wonder and decided to place it in the Quezon province because those fans were Filipino. The build was slow and steady until one of the collaborators, Nesha, made the collaboration public a day later on August 9th. Everyone in the Uma Musume community enlisted for service to pay tribute to the silly anime girl horse. And after a few hours, the final result was genuinely beautiful. One problem though, the memorial was placed in the land that the gods left behind, aka the Philippines. There were two controversies that stemmed from this memorial. The first came from a tip that the main collaborators received that stated that the reference used for the memorial was actually AI generated. That was shocking because the reference image looked pretty good. Well, until you zoomed in. Some saw it as a bit disrespectful that a memorial was being made by an AI slot machine. Personally, I enjoy art being made by juicy hands, but there is a debate to be made that the memorial was recreated by human hands, thus technically adding a human soul to it. It's kind of like that redrawing AI trend that's been going around, but those are just my thoughts. Regardless, one of the organizers commissioned someone to humanize the memorial and to frankly make it look better. That was until swing number 2 gelded the Uma Bros. W-Place was open to anyone with a Wi-Fi connection. When you mix the internet and autism together, you make trolling. It became a meme in the W-Place community that the Deltarune fans had to spread their religion all around. Everywhere you go on the map, you'll see a Spamton, Asgore running people over in his proud American-built Ford F-150, and Ralsei and Frisk kissing in front of the crucifixion. The people of the Soyjack Party message board saw that and had a diabolical plan that would even put Light Yagami to shame. They were going to deface the memorial and put the blame on the Deltarune boys. Screw them, everyone hates them already. Soon, their plan came into force. It was a battle to keep the memorial clean. People were flinging poo-poo at each other, but some people turned on their brains so that they can do a little detective work. Someone found the original Soyjack post and solved the case. The word spread over the internet about this false flag plot, but it was too late. The Soyjack boys accomplished their goal and sowed division into the community. Because of this mess, on August 16th, another memorial was announced to be under construction near the town of Niikapu in Hokkaido, ironically most known for their horse riding club. But at this point, I think people were exhausted. If this were something like the Genshin community, the memorials would have been turned into frickin' Sao Paulo, Brazil. But the Uma Bros are built different. People in the Uma scene formed a task force to maintain the two memorials. They kept them clean and even expanded upon it when another horse girl passed away. There were the occasional vandals, but they were no match for the power of friendship and people worshipping anime girls. To this day, the memorials still stand proud. What's the moral of the story? When we work together, anything is possible. As for W Place, it just kind of fell off after September, but it taught everyone that the good guys will always win. Unless you live in the Philippines, there is no good ending there. What does have a good ending is the story of a bunch of nerds giving one last gift to an uncourse. Meet Haru Ura-ra. She was born in 1996 on a farm in Hokkaido to a racing legend, but no one wanted to buy her, so her birth farm took care of her until someone came to train her for glory. Though not in the way that she would expect. Throughout her career in the late 90s and early 2000s, she was most known for appearing at every race she could, but she could never find a single win. She lost, and she kept losing, and soon, her losing streak went up into the 80s. That was when people started to wonder, what could cure her curse? Was it racing on her home turf? What about a legendary horse jockey taking her out for a spin? What about the amulets made in her name? Did that help? In fact, things became so comical that the then current Prime Minister had his thoughts be known.
My fellow Japanese, I want to see that girl win.
Her losing streak occurred during a time in Japan when the economy was in the toilet and everyone was in despair. Kinda like America right now. Gas prices, am I right? She's like a shonen protagonist getting beaten and bruised, but she never gave up. Haru would try and try again, but when she retired in August 2004, her record ended up being 0 wins to 113 losses. Sports are really funny because when it comes to history, you only care about 2 things: who won a lot and who lost a lot. Losing is seen as a failure in society, but it only tells half the story. You never hear her struggles of dealing with weak genetics or having a specific training routine. When you keep that in mind, it makes Haru's tenacity that much more impressive. Her trainer even went on record by saying, if you yourself feel you gave it your all and then lost, you should still be commended. Yes, this is still about anime horse girls, here's where they come in. Uma Musume is known for adding horse girls into the game based on the real stories of the stallions, so it was only a matter of time until the world knew of Haru's story. When Uma Musume released globally in June 2025, many fans, new and old, gained interest in the stories behind the horses. You know how Goldship kicks you in the balls while giving you the yoinky sploinky face? Well, yeah, because he does that in real life. New fans loved her story so much that they wanted to pay tribute to the now 29-year-old Haru, like she's a Roman goddess or something. Thankfully, they didn't have to search far. Fans discovered that a horse support service, Namabokuso Bank, allowed people to donate $40 to buy horse grass for them to eat. Soon, the word spread around. An American donated, then a Frenchman, then a Filipino. Then, everyone had a devious idea. Let's give Haru all the grass her pumpkin-sized brain can process. Around July 2025, the bank caught wind of the sudden influx of donations from Westerners who love anime. People kept throwing money and love messages at Haru's way. It all happened so fast that the donation website crashed off the internet for a moment. Haru's caretakers never expected such love would come from a weird place. I mean, look at her. She's eating like royalty. In the end, she received around 3,500 kilograms of grass, and remember, $40 only got you 5 kilograms, so a couple hundred people banded together to spend a collective $28,000 to make Haru feel like she won at life. Sadly, Haru Ura-ra would soon pass away on September 9th due to colic. I like to imagine that Haru's heart grew so much in love that she felt like her life mission was complete. Tributes were made for her all around the internet, and the Uma janitors on W Place made room for her in the memorial to keep her tenacious legacy alive for just a little longer. You know, I really tried finding bad things about the fandom, but I can't. I think the worst thing I found were Koreans getting angry that a trailer illuminated the map of Japan wrong. Don't see the issue? Let's enhance. These are the Lean Court Rocks. It's disputed territory that Japan and Korea have been fighting over for hundreds of years. Over a pair of rocks most people don't even know exist. Still, the Uma devs had to apologize and delete the trailer. In my eyes, this was a big ol' nothing burger. Every other gacha game fandom has to be full of degeneracy and people who fucking hate each other. Uma Musume is the only standout that I can think of because the people here actually lift up and support each other.
Oh my goodness, it's a novel concept.
If Asians yelling over rocks is the worst that comes from the fandom, let's hope it stays that way.